Listen to this, yeah? And this is the younger black generation talking on TikTok, which has a message about being black within construction. If you're a young black male, listen up, because we're going to play the clip, but I'm going to tell you after what I think. I'm going to read some comments as well, because most of you lot are on TikTok doing this stuff, which is important for all of our communities, because people need to hear your voice as a young black man within construction. So let's get it.
If you're black on construction, listen carefully, shut down racist jokes as they come immediately. I don't care if it's lighthearted. The reason why I say that is because a lot of these people are just testing the waters. And the next one's going to be a little bit more offensive, and again and again and again. They'll never start off by calling you the N-word unless it's like the last thing you want is people.
Right. What he's saying, yeah, is that people are calling you the N-word when you're at work, and it's a light-hearted joke. Reading some of the comments, yeah. Just give it back. Stop being such a crybaby. 43 people like that comment. Victim's mindset is crazy. The lingo, most of you lot won't understand because you're not that age, right? If you give them an inch, they will take a mile. It's not just banter, it's deep. Think it's banter, but it's racism. Right. Where do we start? A man calling you the N-word at work is not what you expected when you woke up out your bed. It might happen in those scenarios because you got a lot of people who are there that think that they can say what they want, right? With no repercussions, because you're not going to do anything to them. You're not in a place to do anything because you're at a place of work. We're not in Royal Rumble. We're not in the gym. We can't put the gloves on. But I know some of us will box a man. That's okay, because that anger will only put you in a place where they want you to be, which is out of the job. So stay focused, because I've been there. I've been at that point of anger. I've been at that point of, I'll just bust your head today, you know. No problem. We'll just walk and find another job. But that's stopping me from eating. That's stopping me from getting a little Monclizzy. That's stopping me from going out and eating yellow tuna. I'm talking about my people that eat sushi. If you know, you know. You're going to have to deal with this situation when it comes to you, yeah? Because some of us are never really going to face racism within inside a workplace as a young black male. You got to understand that, because some of us work in different environments where that's less likely to happen. But for those who are fortunate and actually let it happen to you, it can be a deep experience, because a man's disrespecting you for the colour of your skin. He might tell you it's jokes, why are you getting upset? But we all take our feelings with us wherever we go. We don't leave our feelings at home. No one does that. So of course you're going to feel disrespected, but how do you deal with it? You definitely do shut it down. You shut it down right the fuck now. You don't take any prisoners on that type of vibe, because there are a lot of people who feel as if they can say what they want because they're the man. They've been working there for 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. The boss is their son's mate. Do you get it? So they could say and do what they want, because let's be honest, in any of these work scenarios, especially on site, yeah, you have something called like a yellow card or a red card, yeah? You can get called off the site for doing something which is health and safety wise, which is hazardous to other people. How about someone gives them a red card for the racist comments or saying something like that? They will never do that, because that will start to balance out equality. Give them a fucking red card. A red card for that type of behaviour. A red card because Jerome got up today and he had to hear Simon from Ipswich ask him, oh, what, so all of you ninjas are the same, yeah? You notice what I've done with the wordplay. I'm not saying them types of words, but all of you are the same. He's not here for that. We're not here for that. But we got to get past it, and getting past it would be protecting people who are in those environments, because nobody wants no one to lash out. If you lash out, you ain't got no job no more. They're going to kick you off. You've now created a bad representation of yourself and maybe others who come after you. That's how they view young black men when it comes to sight. If they had one good one, they might let another one on. But you know what I mean? But it works off of the back of one person's behavior, because you're all judged upon one person's behavior. Do you get it? What's his name? Let us joke about stuff like that. It's only a joke. It's only banter. Ha ha ha. We're all laughing. When you go home and you think about the things which people say to you, yeah, every person will tell you that it plays on their mind. If you cuss someone about their weight, about how they look, about something which is particular to them, they cannot look at it and say, it's true. It is true. My skin is black. But that doesn't make me any different to you. And I'm not worthy, and I'm not worthy of being in the same places, because we have the same qualifications, same skills. I might have a better skill set than you. You might have a better one than me. But this is a place of work, a place of improving your skills, and a place of earning money. It's not a place of hearing mental abuse or abuse from people by telling you, do you know what? It's just a joke. Why are you taking it so seriously? Why are you taking it so seriously? Because people have died over this type of stuff. People have lost their head top from stuff like this. A man has got his whole face slapped off because he said something like that before. That's why. Is that what you're trying to incite between me and you? You've really got to ask yourself, not why do these people still do these things? Because they will continue to do these things, because a lot of these people that say stuff like that, small-minded people, very, very small-minded. But you've got to be around them to make your money. So that allows you to start evaluating the situation and questioning yourself and saying, should I even fucking be here? Sometimes the answer is no, because you will not change the culture of the workplace. All workplaces are set up on business culture. A business culture might be no racism, no profanity, no rude words. You're not sending around mad WhatsApp messages, like weird ones. None of that. That might be some of the rules. But not everybody sticks to the rules and the code of what you're supposed to be doing. People deviate because they feel as if there is no one to give them any repercussions on what they say, and they feel as if they're a big person, so they can say what they want. Again, it was just a joke. I'm only trying to prepare people for what to come, because what to come is sometimes it gets worse before it gets better. I say that, because I'm a plumber who's been on site, and I've been going to sites, and I'll tell you a story when I did go to a site. So I used to work in a pier on Price, and it was in an area near Whetstone High Road, So it's in North London. We went to this site, me and this guy that I work with. He looks white, but he's Italian, However you want to assess his ethnicity, me and this other person, right? This other person goes to the front of the site and says, is there any jobs? They say, yeah. So I go to the front of the site after him and say, is there any jobs? They say, no. I said, oh, okay. Jump back in the car. He's got the guy's number. My mate's got the guy's number. So he says, yeah, we'll start on Monday. I'm coming with my pal. He goes, yeah, that's no problem. So I've turned up. Sometimes that made it a bit tense. But there was other times when I went first and asked, is there any work? The person said blatantly no to me, but said yes to the other person. It might have been how someone wanted something to look or what they preferred, right? Because who they give jobs to is subjective to them. They will tell you that it's a reason which is not in front of you, like the blatant one, They will tell you it's something else. But who are you to argue with someone who you're trying to make money with? It doesn't start off a good business relationship. I always walked away knowingly that, you know what? It just happened to me again. It just did. But I've got to keep going because everybody is not like that. But there are a majority of people who are like that. And generally, the shit's like a fucking pyramid, yeah? It's from the top and it trickles down to the rest of the people. The top has that bad attitude and it trickles down to the managers, the supervisors, the site supervisors and all these other little bods what run around the site for these people. You will see things like people getting preferential treatment on site, yeah? Being allowed to do stuff what you're not allowed to do. And again, you'll find out that there's a rule for one person and a rule for you. But some people can stick it up and take it because they get to know the people and then they get to know what they can put up with and what they won't put up with. I have seen some plumbers stay on site for a while and they was okay with it. They was okay, but maybe that wasn't going on their site. But it happens on loads of sites. I remember working on a site and a guy said to me, he was from up north. He goes to me, what, you from East London? I said, yeah. He goes, do you know Dizzy Rascal? Why would I know Dizzy Rascal for? I don't do music. I didn't tell you that I'd done anything like that. But you just think I would know someone because he's from this area and I'm from this area. But you have to have a connection with that person to know them. Again, he might not know London areas. This might just be him putting something out there, but I shut it down. Of course I don't. I said, do you know the people from Emmerdale Farm? Because you said you live up that way, innit? Is it filmed near you, yeah? Just to get a reaction, because that's me bouncing the ball back to him. And again, we could play back and forward all day because I'd learnt at that point how to control my emotions and not just lash out on people. I'll just cuss you like we used to do on the back of the bus because you're not a boy who was sitting at the back of the bus. You were sitting at the front near the driver. So mind out when you come across people like myself because I'm not here to play games with you. But if we've got time during the day, we'll play a little bit of 1-2. You know what I mean? Little 1-2. But that's all for my entertainment. But for people who are probably not even going to get to that point with people because again, you might be the person minding your business, doing your job, and then these things get said and you're there. So you can't not hear it. It's going to have an effect on you. It's just down to you to be able to shut it down as quick as possible and make sure that you dealt with the situation properly, which was telling someone, I don't appreciate you ever talking to me like that. If I hear that again, me and you are going to have some serious words because I don't talk to you like that. So I don't see where you got off talking to me like that. Respectfully, I show you some respect when we're inside the workplace. Don't let me have to disrespect you, innit? Because it might not just start with words. Do you get it? It might start with something else. And that puts you at a compromising place because now this is a threat within a threat. So be mindful of what you say to people. Do you know what I mean? We can't go around threatening other people because people have made this stigma with the news, with everything else. Young black men do knife crime. Young black men do this. Everybody does it. But with your name as a young black man, it will stick even more. And I know that growing up being in London. And I know that some people who I work with would never have conversations with me just in general because they don't talk to these types of people. They stay within their own bubble, which is okay. Again, I'm not here to bring you out like this is church today. If you want to mingle with other people, just like the people who go to church and they get along, that's cool. If you don't and you want to stick to your own ethnicity, your own background, your own thing, that's fine as well because we're just here at this present time from 9 to 5 trying to earn money. Be polite and be cordial to each other, but don't let these people take you for an idiot because idiot business is how they start wearing and grinding down in your gears as a young black man. You think you just have to take talk for a bit of money. It's not that. Don't put yourself through it, because mentally you'll be suffering inside. As much as you might say, oh, it's nothing, I breeze it off, yeah? You might just think about some of the things, what people are saying to you, and you might start asking yourself, why? Why is it that people feel that they can talk to me like that? I'm not disrespectful to them. I'm polite, I'm respectful, I have manners. Why can't people do the same? The answer is you can't expect people to do what you do. Do you get it? You lead by example, but you can't expect all the flipping sheep to round themselves up. And when the shepherd said, get another pen, go another. You can't expect people to do that. The life of being defiant and how people want to be nowadays is like their own energy and own aura. I'm defiant. Nobody could tell me nothing. I do what I want. And most of those people who live that sheltered life, they never travel. They never do things. They never have other friends and all that. Their friends might not even like them. But they think this is a way for me to like you. But there's enough examples what are online where we have a lot of our other black males talking to each other and referring to us as the N-word or whatever. Or ways where you might think it's acceptable. I'm a big man in my 30s. No man can call me bro. Relax. We're not sand. We didn't grow up from the sandbox. There was none of that. So don't call me bro or nothing. I mean, I don't appreciate it. Do you understand what I mean? You might say it in a way of like, yes, big bro, I appreciate your content, blah, 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 blah. That's fine. But yo, bro, and let's speak to each other like, what's happening, bro? Or that's a different way how to speak to each other. Do you get what I mean? What's happening? But you don't need to refer to people in ways which people do not like. And none of these people will get this through to their head, because people play this game of, I'm going to wear you down. I'm going to make you feel like you're little. And that's what it is when someone picks on you, generally tries to bully you. We don't have the same rights as everybody else inside the workplace. You should know that. I don't know who you need to tell, who needs to hear that, but you don't. As a young black man, you don't. Not in the UK, you do not. People will discriminate you against your colour of your skin and how you are, and say to you that you're lazy, right? These are the typical things. You're lazy, but you do the same amount of work as everybody else, but you're lazy. But we all get paid the same. So how am I lazy? I'm on time. I don't overtake my break. You ask me to do tasks, I get them done. And I ask you for more work and you give me work, but you still tell me that I'm lazy. Don't always look for the answer from these people, because they know what the answer is, more time. But they're just never willing to tell you. You got to understand that. And when you realise that maybe not within my time or your time that things will be sorted, you've just got to understand that we're always working towards it and never working away from it. Because we can't always, and we will never put this issue in the bin until there is like equality amongst all of these trades. The amount of times that I've worked for all white building firms and stuff like that. Where's the all black ones? Where's the all Asian ones? That's what equality is. Where's the mixed ones? I can't see any. I've never really seen any. If somebody knows one, put it in the comment section. It's hard for us to look at these companies and these places of work as in a place where we want to be all the time, because you're not feeling welcome from the beginning. You're not feeling welcome when you know in 2025 a man's calling you ninja straight away in the morning, in the AM, 8:30. Yeah. Let me just play it again for you, like you didn't hear it the first time. Let's go back.
If you're black on construction, listen
Hold on.
carefully. If you're black on construction, listen carefully. Shut down racist jokes as they come immediately. I don't care if it's lighthearted. Reason why I say that is because a lot of these people are just testing the waters. And the next one's going to be a little bit more offensive, and again and again and again. They'll never start off by calling you the N-word unless this last thing you want is people drawing you out at work. So when you shut it down, you don't even have to be on a G thing. You can just say straight, don't joke with me like that.
It's good information, I'm not going to lie. Shut shit down. Shut that down. When someone starts to call you the N-word at work, shut it down. Because you're not here for that, man. But it's going to be here. So kind of prepare yourself, man. I mean, I've got thick skin. Not thick skin where I can take talk from man and hear man say this and that and that and that and that, which is all racist behaviour. I couldn't sit there and hear man say that to me just for the sake of getting money. Nah. No. Not doing that. But I've got thick enough skin to understand that there's many different ways how to deal with people. The HR way is never going to work in your favour. The HR way is always to protect the company and make sure that it was, quote unquote, doing the right things it needed to do. But even when you have conversations with people and you tell them that don't appreciate that type of thing and blah, 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 and rare. Right now you have to say sorry because the way you disrespected me, you know, we're at the last point now between me and you. So it's either you say sorry or we need to take this further and raise it with other people. But if you raise it with other people, you open this bag, and this bag is that you're a touchy guy. None of us are really that touchy because we've kind of understood what type of situation we're in before we get there. And when I mean touchy, I mean these people be like, oh, what, you can't take a joke, you can't take a bit of banter, you can't take a bit of, Do we joke about your mum? Do we joke about your partner's cankles? Do we joke about how you look in the morning? Do we joke about your breath? Do you get it? We don't. No one says anything. You wear the same hoodie 5 days in a row. That's disgusting. And the same socks. Nasty boy. But what we don't do is we don't really want to be stooping to these people's levels, because the level and the energy what you're on as a young black king is another level. Don't let people grind you down. I've been in it for so long and I've seen it so many times play itself over and over and over again. Why don't we just ask these sites to give people red cards for racist behaviour? Why not? Why can't they do that? It's not like as young black men you don't play a key enough role for people to see you as someone who is relevant within the site but is necessary within the community of construction. You tell me why they don't create the red card for racist behaviour on site. Yeah? If anybody can tell me why they're not doing that, you know, I'll shut up about it. But the red card for that behaviour, it needs to be rolled out. Because once that starts rolling out, we can start stopping that or slowing it down. Because people understand there'll be consequences. You'll lose your job. You will lose your job for saying something like that to somebody. Straight. It makes sense. Because if you become a whistleblower in this situation as a young black man, I've been a whistleblower where I've said, my manager said to me, oh, Jay, well, I'm not racist. I've got black mates and all that. Hold on. That was racist. But because I told, and the company doesn't want to reprimand the contracts manager, I got to go. Do you get it? But that's a lesson which I learned myself, and life becomes a lesson. But we shouldn't let everybody teach us lessons as young black men as if we are the uneducated person in the situation. You're very wise. You're very understanding. Read the room. Understand the things which people are doing behind the scenes. Just know that these people still talk to these people when they go home. So just think wisely about your position, man, because these people, those types of people would love to trick you out of your position in life. And your position in life is probably a lot further than what it is. We start somewhere. I started there. I've been there. I don't go back there because of the environment. The environment's never changed. The environment's never changed in 15 years. They were telling me that I couldn't even get in there within 15 years. You lot are in there. Don't get me wrong, I did get in there a lot of the times. But you're in there, and this is the behaviour what people are keeping up with in big 2025. While someone asks you, how was your day today? And you got to tell them, boy, a man called me a Snickers today and blah, blah, blah. Swear down. Yeah, man. Going through these things will make you spend your money, which you work hard for, just to make yourself feel better. I'm telling you. I've been there. I know people that have been there. We're supposed to be saving this money up so we can live life, so we could go out and do our thing. Buy a little Monclizzy on the weekend, look after your mumsy, take your girl out somewhere nice. But these people are trying to draw it away from you. Young black kings, you need to hold on. You need to strategize before we make moves. But when people make a move like that and it's verbal and it comes out of your mouth, shut it down. You don't have to meet it with super aggression and be up in man's grill. Don't do that. Because now he's going to say you're the aggressor. Shut it down with confidence and be ready to shut that down like you're loaded up something. Shut it down instantly. I'm not the one for you to be playing with. But don't let it get you to the point of, I'm going to rip someone's face off. Because that's the attitude what they want you to have. Be the person who they don't know you are, which is a star. They don't even know they was messing with someone like me. They didn't even know. They wouldn't even have me on these places now because I'd make a video a day about them. And we'll be going viral on it every time we do it. Because it's real life scenarios which are happening to people right now. I'm just saying for my young black kings and people of colour that go through the same things that we go through, that level of discrimination, you got to hold on. You gotta, if you want to be still in this thing, you gotta make this red card thing a thing. Why can't we sign a petition, start a petition for people to be red carded on site, lose their job, but also lose their pay for that type of behaviour? Because if we all do not stand for racism, discrimination to people like that, let's cut it out. Let's make man pay for it. Because once you start making people say, do you know what, it's coming out of your wages and you're actually fired today. It's all different. They got people to feed, but it was all a joke. Go and feed yourself on your joke now. Because here's not the place for it. This is a place of work. A place where everyone should be respected, regardless of their colour, creed, height, weight, all these types of things. But bring out the red card. That's all I'm saying. If you're feeling what I'm saying about the red card, all I need you to do in the comment section is drop your red card sign. Because it's something which, if we start a movement for it, I'm sure we could bring this awareness to sites, but allow it to be the forefront of how we're going to start to change things. So, some way, somehow, let's push this red card issue and let's not talk about these conversations, even though they are difficult for other people, because they might be the people doing it and they might not understand how it makes us feel as individuals. But put your thinking hat on and always think strategically, because they're always trying to do the same thing to you. Strategically, they're trying to draw you out of your place by calling you some name or referring to you as something which you're not, or calling you a name which you know you don't even call yourself. Uncalled for behaviour. The last thing I want to say before I go, yeah, with some of these people in these work construction sites, yeah, refrain from being the joker around people, yeah? Be calm, be cool, be collective. Joke with your people who you can joke with, but you don't need to be the class clown or the clown with on site. Because if you're the clown, people will feel like they can play you. That's what I'd say to you. They can play you if you feel like you're the clown. If you're always joking up, doing stuff mad, acting in a certain way, they feel as if you're the clown. You don't need to tell these people you work with what you done on the weekend. Refrain from that as a young man. Have something called composure. What did you do? I went out. I had a nice weekend. How was your weekend, mate? Yeah, it was good. Sweet. Catch you in a bit. You don't need to tell them that you was doing balloons and all types of czar was going on. All loud packs. Don't tell them none of that. It's nothing to do. Keep your life personal, because people start to pick at these types of things and say, oh, you do this. You told me you do that. Oh, you do that. You told me you do. Get out of that. It's in a growing up stage. You're on your man business. Your man business is minding your business, not telling everyone your business so they could think that they could draw you out and pull you into the foolish business. Because that's what it is. It's foolish business. But it ain't going to stop until we stand up for it and we implicate some red cards, which make people lose their wages and also get kicked off site. It's something what needs to happen. Let me know if you're feeling what I'm saying, but make sure you subscribe and comment below, because I enjoy when you guys drop your comments and I can read them and I can get back to you, because we're starting a community and I'm only now having these awkward conversations with all of you lot because I've got a platform. I want to tell people that these things go on day to day, and someone every single day is going through it, but they don't have the confidence to talk. They don't have someone to confide in. But you got me. So make sure you press follow, because I'm going to be the guy here talking about it. I'm going to be the guy here trying to come with solutions for these problems, because they're problems that we can solve as a community. We need to start standing up, doing something, because we can. And we've got the right type of mindset for it right now. So let's push together, because as a force together, it's crazy. The thing's mad together. So never let these people trick you out of your position. If you got your heart set and your goal set on something, a man's drawing you out, shut that down straight away and move on respectfully. If you don't get an apology out of him, keep it pushing. But you need to make sure you ask for that apology, because that's man behaviour. You need to apologise for what you said to me. Because I would never say something like that to you. It was disrespectful. You've disrespected me. I'm outraged. Google some of them words if you need to. But use your lingo. But understand, workplace, be bilingual. Understand the things what people say. Switch code if you need to. But just don't let them punk you and take you for some idiot in 9 to 5. Subscribe.